So this video is going to be all about the EPH-CP4i. So this is a smart thermostat from EPH, and it's an alternative to a Hive or a Nest. It does the same job. It connects to the internet and it allows you to connect and use your heating, control your heating from a smartphone. Now the boiler I'm connecting it to is this here. This is the main Eco Compact. It can be fitted to any boiler on the market. It makes no difference. A system boiler, a combi boiler. It's the same principle, but I'm going to show you how to fit it to a combi boiler. Now this one here, somebody fitted this boiler, believe it or not, and they didn't fit a thermostat. So the heating is on all the time in this house. We're here fitting radiators. So I thought while I'm here, I'm going to fit this thermostat. I'll show you guys how to fit it, and then I'll run through an overview of the product. So an overview of the product is going to be more towards the end of the video. So if you want to fast forward to the end of the video, if you just want to know, how the product, how you use the product, the interface, fast forward. One last note, like the video if you think it was helpful. If you didn't like it in any way, let me know why. So here's the box that it comes in. So I've already cut it and opened it. So there's the box. As soon as you open it, you get this here, which is like the modem. Standard thermostat, which you all guys know all about. And if you know about this, EPH will send you a replacement one of these. So I've got one of them. Just pull it off and put this on after the installation. You've got your receiver, your guides that tell you how to fit it. Plug. Cable. And this is all standard, so whenever you fit EPHs, this is what you'll get standard, yeah? So let me show you about what everything is then. Let's just leave that there. Now let's just get over this here. So this is standard. So combi pack 4s, which I normally fit all my boiler, come with this here. Now let me show you what this does. Yeah, this is the stand. So you click this at the back like that, and then you get the bottom bit here. I always forget what way this goes on. Always. But that basically clips in like that, and there it goes. There we go. So we've got a stand now. Yeah. If you don't want it as a stand, you literally just pop this off. So take this off. Come on. So I just pulled it up like that, yeah. And then you can use this here, screw this into the wall, and hook it on, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to screw this in the wall and I'm going to hook it on like that. If you are replacing Honeywell thermostats of anything, these here, I believe these holes are exactly the same. So now let's get on with the fitting part. So this is actual receiver here. We'll take these screws out in the middle. So whenever I fit these receivers, I'll always just fit it like this here. And again, it's very simple. So you've got neutral, live, 1 is off, 2 and 3. So you don't need to worry about off with a combi boiler. All we need is a 2 and 3. So live, neutral, and one of these need to be power, and one is a switch, which is going to go back to the boiler, essentially. Because what happens is the thermostat gets a signal, it then makes that switch. Once it makes that switch and it allows it to give power, it then turns the boiler on. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And this here is for OpenTherms. If I've got an OpenTherm boiler, which is like Baxi boilers and stuff like that, you can use that there. But we're not going to use OpenTherm, we're just going to use it for standard 240 volt connections. So first thing first, I'm going to connect this, I'm going to drill this onto the wall, then I'll wire it all up. Actually, before drilling it, sometimes I like to just wire it up, and I'll leave a long piece of wire which I'll put onto the boiler. But let's connect this up now. That is crazy. How did I snap the drill bit? That's probably one of the, I can count on my hands the amount of times I've snapped drill bits. Very rare. Now I've got 5-core cable because I'm going to get neutral, live, 2 and 3. Essentially, I'm going to get it from the boiler. So I'm going to connect all these up here. I'm going to cut these little tabs out at the bottom. Not even really going to cut them, I'm just going to get my flathead, which is here. So I've made a mark there. That's where I'm going to take the sleeve off. Now these 2 cables I don't need. Because all I essentially need is neutral, live, and then the 2 for the heating. I don't need an earth, so I didn't need any of them. So I'll push them in here now, and I will open all these up. So if you look here, we've got neutral, live, 2 and 3 connected. Now I'm going to take this whole roll here, hang this on the wall because obviously this is all done, and then I'll connect this bit to the boiler. So I've made sure I've took the power off, I've removed the fuse. There's no power going here. If you want to prove it, get your multimeter out, or I carry a little fluke pen, completely dead. Test it on something live to make sure it works. Yep, that works. Nothing coming in there. Sorted. So now the link, I just removed the link here. So this is the link here. So on these boilers, you got heating, you got one of these power goes out and one of them power comes in as a switch. So as soon as power comes back in, it switches the boiler on and it switches the demand for heating. So one of these two wires, and it makes no difference for me, are gonna go into these. And then I've got my neutral and I've got my live, which has to go in neutral and it has to go into live, yeah? So I'm just gonna wire these up now. Now, different boilers will have different places, but essentially it's the same concept. So everything's connected here. So the wiring aspect of this job is all done. I'm going to neaten all this here, whack a few clips on it there. But for this video, there's no point in me showing that there, yeah? So let me put the boiler back together. So receiver's been fitted on the boiler. Now the actual thermostat here, we've got to give this power and set this up. So they give you batteries. So we go to time. The year is 2024. The month is June, Feb, March, April, May, June 6. The date is the 24th. Time is 2:42. Daylight saving is off. Done. Program. Now, did you notice here what I did? If I keep pressing OK, I set this to 24. What that means is you got 24, you got 7 days, you got 52 days. I set it to 24. So what that means is I press off, and if I press program, I can set a program now for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So all together. So whatever I set here, come on at 6:30, go on off at come on at 6:30 at 21 degrees, go back off at 8 o'clock to 10 degrees, and I'll just keep setting this, and that will be applied for every single day. Now let's say, for example, I didn't want to apply it for every single day, I wanted to apply it from Monday to Friday. I would then change that 24, I believe, to 50, the 50 number, and then I could set Monday to Friday different to Saturday and Sunday, yeah? And then if I did 7 days, that means I could set every single day differently. So anyway, this is all set up now, yeah? This is done. So I'm gonna hang this later on, but now I need to fire the boiler up, put the fuse spur on, fire the boiler up, and make sure this connects to the actual receiver on the boiler. Boiler's been turned back on. And you can see the receiver up there, it's red. Yeah, so it's on standby mode, it's waiting for a signal. Now if I press manual and I put the temperature above 25 degrees, it is hot today, yeah? So 27 degrees, the flames come on. You may have heard the click, it's gone green, so it means that it's talking, thermostat is now talking to the receiver. And let's see if the boiler has registered it. it has, because you can see the flashing light of the radiator on the boiler. So it means now this is all connected to the boiler. Yeah, so if you've got a different boiler, this will talk to the receiver, that will go green, and then you should be always looking at the boiler for a symbol on it. Valiant would have like similar type of thing. The Worcester may have it as well. It may have a blue light which comes on solid. So you're just looking out for that. So now if I turn it back off, you can see it's gone off. It's gone back to red. You heard that click, and the boiler, you can hear it's gone off, and the radiator symbol is now not flashing. Yeah. So I know this is connected. I'll hang this now on the wall, and then I will connect the actual hub. So here's the actual hub. So this is what actually connects you to the internet and allows it to be controlled by your smartphone. Now, you can put this anywhere in the house. It doesn't need to be next to the router. For the time being, we're going to put it here, right next to the boiler. I will move it later on, but I'm just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put them here. So I've just put the wire in the back, which they've given. They gave all this, and I'm just going to plug it in. Now what we need to do is download the app to our phone. So I'm using an iPhone here, so I've gone to App Store. You need to go similar one if you have an Android. Go to the search bar and type in EPH controls. Now, I've already downloaded it before, hence why it's like this. So I'll download it again. Now let's create an account. I'll use the business account. The password in, log in. Now it's telling me do I want to connect with Wi-Fi. As you can see, it says enter your password, but before you go ahead, it says hold Wi-Fi connect for 5 seconds on the gateway. The green Wi-Fi will start to flash. So before I press continue now on the app, so before I actually press continue after entering the password, I come back to this router here and I find on the setting here where it says Wi-Fi connect, which is right here, Wi-Fi connect. I hold this for 5 seconds until it starts flashing green. Yeah, so now that's flashing green, I'm gonna go back into the app. Right now it's flashing on the gray control and it says press the continue button, which I will do now. And after that, you will see a temporary host connection will come, press OK, and I'll talk you through it now. So I click OK, allow while using the app. Click OK again. Now it says please connect to the network called EPH. This may take 60 seconds to load. Okay. There it is right there. EPH-TS. And now I just wait until this connects. So you just got to be patient. So now I've got to here and I've clicked continue. So what I did is after I connected it, I went back to the Amber app. After going back to the app, it's now showing my gateway code here. I've got a solid green light on the grey box. And I'll click continue because that's the same as on the side of the grey box. The gateway code is the same. I click continue. Save this. Save. You can write the address and location. Now I will invite the customer using this section here. So now I've set it all up. But what I'll do while you're here, I'll click on the tutorial so you can see what it shows you next. So swiping left. So you can see at the top, you've got your name, you've got your location temperature right there, the zone name, so living room. So you can have this, and you can have different thermostats around the house, essentially. You've got your target temperature, you've got your current temperature in the middle. If you want to adjust the schedule, you press the middle bit. The current mode, so it's on auto. Auto means it's on a programmer. Manual means you're manually selecting the temperature up and down. Heating on with an orange glow. So it will glow orange like that if the heating is on. So it's a quick visual aid to help you to know when the heating's on or off. Now you've got the different modes there, as I just suggested before. You've got auto, you've got manual, you've got off. Auto will use your saved schedules. So you can put it on during the mornings, the afternoons and evenings, and it will do its own thing. Manual will literally just work to your temperature. Off is summer mode when you don't need it. This is the schedule screen when you want to set it to auto. This is how you edit this schedule. You can copy the schedule through the thermostat, so to different days instead of typing it out all the multiple times. Now you can use the boost function as well. So if you've set it at a certain time but you want to boost it for an hour, you can use the boost function. And you've also got a quick boost which you could use. Okay, so let's skip the tutorial now. And it's telling me it's 21 degrees. So if I want to turn it on, I literally just tap in the middle there. That shows me the schedule, but I don't want to do that. I just want to put it on and off. So I'll click on mode at the bottom. I'll click on manual. So now manual means you set it to whatever temperature you want. So I've set it to 27 degrees. It should now switch the boiler on. And that approximately took, I would say, 30 seconds. 30 seconds for the connection from the RF to talk to the RF receiver near the boiler and the boiler to turn on. So the boiler is now on. Now if I wanted to turn it back off, it's the same thing. I can take the temperature down and turn it off. Or I can simply set schedules by leaving it on auto, which I've done there. And I can set the schedules here. So I can come in here, I said, look, I want it to come on at 6:30 and I want it back off, at 8 o'clock. I don't want it off, but I want it to be 15 degrees, and then I want it on, off, throughout the day, P3, P4, P5, P6. Again, the more you play with this, the better you're gonna get it. So this is a quick overview of the app. You've got Eco, you've got home info here. So this is all the info here. You've got user management. You've got the activity log, which tells you what's going on. You've got eco monitor, so you can monitor stuff. Wi-Fi management. Rename the zone. You've got frost protection. You've got holiday mode. If you ever go on holiday for a certain amount of days, it won't run the auto function. You've got a quick boost. So when you do boost it, what temperature do you want it to boost to? You've got tutorials that you can use. App overview tutorials, welcome and setup tutorial. You've got videos you can watch, which are not loading up for some reason, and then you've got FAQs. So this is the app, and I just click back there and you can see zone 1. So let's say, for example, I added another one of the thermostats upstairs, that would be zone 2. Zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, like that. And I can control all the zones from one app. So it's all been successfully set up. This is what it looks like when it's calling for heat. As you can see, RF, you've got your Wi-Fi connection, it's got power, it's telling you everything's working. The second thing you'll be looking at is the green light there. So once it calls for heat from the internet, this here should call for heat first. Then it will switch the RF receiver on, and then it will switch the boiler on. Give it at least 30 seconds to a minute. So once you've turned it on your phone, don't expect it to come on straight away. Give it about 30 seconds to a minute for this receiver here to talk to that receiver up there, which essentially then turns the boiler on. So give it about a minute.